Good morning. Well, no, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope that all is well. Well done. I don't plan on being here long. Okay. Just gonna put a post in my comment section. So, one thing that I have noticed in my path here of life is that there's all this talk about people in your life, these past people in your life, and the vampires and all that kind of stuff, and uh, eating your energy and blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and getting away from their asses. Okay, which I did. Okay, you see me fuss sometimes with these folks or make posts about them and whatnot. It's a challenging path. And what I mean by that, I mean just me, okay? What's happening to one is happening to others, okay? Um, I don't know, are there in between people, or are there people that it's happening to and people that are doing it? Is that it? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I noticed that even when you break away, for myself, even in the breaking away, physically breaking away, the people still try to hear many readers talk about how these people, they still trying to hold on, you know. So they'll do things to you energetically, they'll project at you, they'll do their black magic witchcraft and all of that kind of thing. Okay, and again, great is saying, know thyself, so that you know what is your energy and what's not your energy. But also, um, remember, even with all that, like I said before, remember, don't forget, you know, the things that human beings just go through. Okay, or I don't know. Uh, could it be that these things that they're telling us human beings just go through as part of being human? Is it just another part of the scam in this matrix where actually human beings in their natural order or natural sense would not be going through these things if they weren't being harvested off of? If people had not tried to write their, or maybe rewrite their path and their destiny and so on and so forth. Okay, or is it really just something that human beings go through? Is it normal or natural for human beings to feel low sometimes? Okay, to feel sadness sometimes? Or once again, well, I would think so. That sounds normal, right? Or is it just, again, part of the whole scheme, the scam, the makeup, while other rulers are harvesting off of you? Okay, we'll let you feel happy sometimes, and then now you gotta feel like shit. Okay. But anyway, what I noticed, in, like I said, even in the breaking away, they would still do things. They would still send energies at you. So, for myself personally, there was a period in time in my life where I've talked about this before. I knew I was like in my 30s, like something's wrong. Okay. Well, I always knew something was wrong. Well, I didn't think necessarily the word wrong, and it just felt strange. Let me say this really quick. You know, you can look at your subscribers. I mean, you can always look at them. Always been able to if they made it public. But now, like on the app, it's like, I mean, if you don't go through the the computer here on in the studio app. Okay, I'm not talking about the studio app. I shouldn't say that. I'm talking about the YouTube app. Going through the studio that way. But now they have it where you go to your channel and they have your subscribers and you can click on it. So I click on it periodically. Of course, it's not showing all the subscribers because all of them are not public. It's just some really weird, really very strange. Uh, it's like, who are these people? And I'm not. If you are, I don't want you to get offended if you're a subscriber and you're watching my channel. I won't. I'm going to explain what I mean. Some of these channels I've looked at, it's like an 11-year-old kid, and I'm like, no, this is not an 11-year-old kid. I don't know who the fuck this is because the description. 11-year-olds don't talk like this. I work with children. I work with children. I work with children, like I said, all my life. I work with young. I work with everything from pre-K all the way up to senior citizen, as far as students are concerned. Children do not. 11-year-olds. One channel I visited. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I go to the channel. It's just this 11-year-old white girl with these shorts. What it said 11. I don't know how old the child was. So I look at the description and I'm reading the description and then it says, I'm 11 years old. No, the fuck you're not. I'm like, this is not an 11-year-old little girl who wrote this. They don't think like this. They don't talk like this. So I go to another channel, little white girl, and I look at the description and something about the same age, 11 or 12. No, you're not. Some weird ass adult. I looked at another one, was a black child. Now, I don't know what y'all got going on in YouTube, Bill. Okay, I remember years ago, I was made hip to some shit from YouTube. Okay, this is before I had a YouTube. And I ain't gonna say what it was. This is before they took all the good shit off YouTube. The good informative shit. Or they got it buried real deep down there, okay? And I was looking at another app. And I was like, it's some seedy ass shit on this app that a lot of people are using. So when I first restarted this channel, this is my second channel, same name. Okay, I had issues with Scruffy the animal, the cow over there. Okay, so I restarted this. I didn't delete that channel because of her. I said that before. I'm gonna make that clear. Okay, because she wants to think that as powerful as all powerful. But anyway, and someone commented on one of my videos. So I looked at the channel. Listen, I don't know what y'all got going on out there in the world. What y'all doing to these children? I immediately blocked that channel. You're not bringing that weird shit over here. Weird. Illegal. Immoral. Children. Now, if it's somebody like Scruffy, Shady Pines, Gonorrhea, Gaviria over there, because she make 1,000 fake profiles, 1,000 fake pages. You would want to be a little bit wiser in the kind of fake channels that you make. If it's not her, whoever it is, and I'm not saying that this is just being done to me or somebody days after me, and that's not what I'm saying. It's weird. It's strange. It's immoral. And just maybe, from the looks of things, illegal. Now, no, that the children weren't any the pictures that I saw. I didn't watch the shorts, but they weren't in any kind of compromising positions. But please, selling ain't it. Ain't nothing to be sold over this way. So I had to hide and block some channels. It's just some real perverted sick shit in this fucking fuck world that we live in. This 3D realm or whatever. Okay. So I just want to say that. And, you know, I don't know, maybe other people want to check it, look at their subscribe. I'm like, I'm surely I'm not the only one. Who are these people? And then you look at their other subscriptions, there's nothing on there that indicates any kind of interest in tarot. Nothing. Of course, I didn't see all the subscriptions. I didn't go to the people's channels or anything like that who they, quote, supposedly have subscribed to. Weird shit. Keep your disgusting shit. What the fuck is this? What is it? So back to what I was saying. I'm going to just touch on something briefly real quick before I go on. Now, I made a video yesterday about the silly ass text that I received with my old tatted business card and 200 whole stank dollars. And now I don't know exactly who did it. I said one person's name. I'm not saying that she did that. Okay. I don't know. I spoke to it because of the whole thing with me doing hair, doing locks. But now, nigga pissies, if that was you, I said if. How pathetic of you to let that to y'all do these and y'all just do it to each other and let each other take the goddamn fall for it. Even if it's nothing but embarrassment. I'm hearing damn how the bitch know. I just heard that as clear as day. Damn how the bitch know. I mean, golly, you know. And you know, if you stop at it, well, you know what you're gonna do. And you think that I'm the only person on this app reading or talking about you motherfuckers and reading you? There are other channels reading on specifically y'all. And I ain't talking about small ones either. Reading specifically on you all. I don't know if they know your motherfucking asses or not, but how do I know? Because dumbass Brianna Joe Bellamy put my private reading up, and Rita's been reading on that shit ever since. Stuff that I talk about here. Let's read it. Okay. She's an idiot. Okay, but anyway. So, back to what I was saying. So you get away from these people physically, but energetically they'll still be at your, you know, at your coattails. Trying to be shackles on your feet. And there were times when when I realized, I was like, this is not me, this is not my life, something's going on. Like in my 30s. Okay, like I said, I always knew since a small child that something was off. Okay, something didn't feel right. All right. But I moved back here, probably I was like in my late 20s. You know, you can woulda, shoulda, coulda. Goddamn. I should have never come back here, but I did. Okay. Well, I came back here for 1 year, and I've been here ever since, except for that one stint I went to New York year before last. But anyway, what people will do, because they see you moving forward, and they see you ain't coming back to them. You know, I have no plans. I will not be seeing you all at all, or, you know, on my own, unless, like, you know, I have to go to court or something like that because you stole shit from me. But other than that, no. So they see you moving forward, and that you will not be returning. So they will send whatever spaces and places of mind that they put you in when you were around them, unsuspecting, not knowing. People who tell you they love you and people that you're spending time with and you don't know because they got the key to your house or they're coming in your house and letting other people in your house that they're taking things and putting it in their jars and their spells and they got your pictures all over the place and they're doing their spell work and their candle work and putting you in jars and blah blah blah. They're putting you on altars to harvest your energy like you're just a big fucking candy ball. Everybody just come in and get a piece because the bitch don't know no motherfucking way. And the whole time your spirit is dropping or you're feeling heavy or you're feeling like you can't move. I remember there would be times that I felt like literally like I was in a cage. Like it was like this. Like I could not move physically. Okay. Now, of course, I could physically move, but, energetically, the things that I would want to do, okay, I just couldn't do it. I would try and try and try, and it was just like something was holding me back. Or I would do things, take a couple steps forward, but inevitably, I would be knocked back, knocked, off my feet. Okay, no, bitch, we're not gonna let you do that. That's enough of that for you. Okay, and either have other people involved or do something energetically so that people will be like repelled by you, or they just don't like you all of a sudden, or they're just not going to work with you just all of a sudden out the fucking blue. When they were happy to, and so on and so forth. Okay, I've experienced all of that. Okay, so they will see you marching again for, okay, the bitch ain't coming back, like I said. And they see you moving, because I got my YouTube. This is the only social media I had. I had a TikTok account like twice, but I deleted it, so I don't have that. I don't have Facebook. Now I have a Facebook because someone probably pisses in them. I had created a Facebook one time under an alias name. This was years ago, okay? Because the dude that I had been dating, that I broke up with, I wanted to look at his Facebook page, okay? Which I don't know why I did it, because I could have been still looking at it from my own. I'm talking about after we broke up. Okay. I never did anything with it. Okay, I don't remember the name of the I don't even remember the login. I don't remember none of that shit. I never did anything with it. Okay, the name that I put down was Patsy, Patsy. So occasionally some fool sends me a text about it. Okay, to this number, which I didn't have this number back then when I created that account. That's how long ago that was. That's how I'm like, okay, these are the idiots. Because I told people, it wasn't anything like, it wasn't me being seedy and all of that kind of thing. No, I want to see what he up to, who he talking to, that type of thing. That's all it was. Okay. And no, I didn't do anything with it. But I told people. I told that Bleeding Z, and I told the one who astral project with this bad odor. I told her. I think I told another one of those people I thought was my cousin. I can't remember. Okay. So you just, and I say to myself when I would see them send me the text about it, you need to log in and such and such. I'm like, why am I getting this? And then it's like I don't even have this phone number back then. This phone number is not connected in any way. I don't even have the same email I had. That's how long ago it was. Okay, I've had this phone number for about since 2020. Okay, because I ain't changing my phone number no more. Okay, you change your phone number, you gotta change. Tell everybody know the job. I mean, honey, whatever. I ain't doing all that shit. Okay. So I've had this number at least 5 years now. And the email, I didn't have that email address back then. So I'm like, okay, so you mean tell me this is Bleeding Z. What was she doing, goddamn bitch? What was you doing? Did you have a whole notebook on my fucking ass and wrote down every little detail when you got home? She said this and now she doing that. And today she had on a blue shirt. I mean, goddamn. You know, just fucking, and she just very well may have. Okay. And see, that's how you know people are not serious. You come through one time, I see the vision of you crying and trying to speak to me telepathically. I'm sorry. Then yesterday, after I make the video, you light your candle up on me or whatever. Okay? So anyway, so they will send, what they'll do is they'll try to send that energy back to you. You're pressing, say, I don't know, let's say a particular area they wanted to get you fucked up on. I don't know, these people with these glamour spells want you to be either too fat or too skinny or whatever the case, something like that. So that becomes an issue for you, and you're working on it, constantly going in and out, and then finally have to get away from their motherfucking asses. You know what I'm saying? And get your mind right, which it can take a while. It's not an overnight process, especially depending on how long you were around these people. I was around these people for 49 years. Okay. Um, so then you finally come to something within your truth, who you truly are, and they sense that and they see it because they're watching you. They will watch you through these apps. They will, like I was saying before, I don't have no other social media. I don't have any other channels. I don't have any other pages. This is the only thing that I have. Well, I do have an Instagram. Let me stop. I do have an Instagram because I was going to do these videos. I did some videos on there, but I didn't. I stopped and I haven't like shared the Instagram page or whatever. Okay, I have a few videos on there, whatever. Okay, but other than that, I don't have none of that other shit. Okay, I probably will delete that. Okay, because I'm not really doing anything with it. Okay, like I said, I do locks. No, I do not have no Instagram and no channels about uh, any pictures, none of that shit. Okay. Um, what was I saying? Okay. So they'll watch you all the time. They take turns. Like a night watchman, the night watchman. They'll watch and they'll talk amongst themselves, and they have their what do you call it? Their chat rooms and chat groups and all of that type of thing. Okay, um, and just be talking about you. I mean, you really are the star of their show. Like you're like God in the God that in their life. They worship you. Okay, they won't look at it as that like that, but that's in essence what it is. Especially when they're trying to harvest energy off of you and stop you, okay, from progressing and moving forward. You know, because you can think to yourself, why they won't just leave me alone? You know, obviously I'm not around, I won't be bothered with them. No, but they want to be bothered with you, or they want you to want to be bothered with them. Okay, they want you back. They want your energy back, your time, your essence, your being, any way that they can. And I'm here, they don't want to be left behind. Okay, and it's so funny because they will hate you and all of this type of thing. Okay, um, it's like, okay, you know, nobody cares about your hate, you know, or whatever it is. So they will, even if it's very subtle, they will send these messages to you. Okay, that whatever spirits. Oh, so I was giving that example. So say you know you finally getting yourself together. Okay, you know it's your physical thing that was an issue for you, that they may have put off on you. Okay, not everything is that, but let's say it is that they put off on you some kind of ways for you to always feel down and by how you look and not be confident in yourself, so that you could not be in your truth, so that you could be codependent on them and they's be your hero. Okay, and you have to beg them and plead with them and cry on their shoulder. Because why would a person do that to someone? Somewhere, for some, they do think that you're better than them. They may say things like, oh, she thinks she's better than us. No, you think that that person is better than you. You think that. Okay? And you're doing good, and then all of a sudden you have that old feeling. Well, they, you know, like old habits are hard to break, even if it's in your thinking, a habit of how you think, okay, or that feeling. Sometimes it's when you are on any kind of path, uh, any goal that you have for yourself, there will be times that you're taking those small steps and you are reaching your goal. You're moving towards it, and then you may have moments and times where, like, you get tired. You feel like that old thing pops up in you. Where I just don't want to do this no more, or now it's becoming a chore. It's just a hump in the road, okay? Just but continue forward, okay? Um, you feel like I just can't get this part, or I can't figure this out, or I can't seem to lose these. I lost weight, now I'm at a plateau, nothing's happening, I want some chips. Or maybe you play the piano and you're going to the next level, and I just can't seem to figure out this new set of music, and I just don't want to do it. And no, just confirmation here. What do they say? Just keep going. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. And even understand that once you have hit your goal, then you want to still keep going. Create, what do they say? Create another goal. Even in that same vein, you know, for whatever that thing is that you are after. Okay. But just know and understand that people they will sin. Because there would be, and I'm not going to go into the specifics of everything, but things that I would feel, areas that I would have a hard time with during that time period, in that lion's den with these people. And one particular area that it's like I call it a code. I'm trying to crack this code. Okay. So I have been really getting, like, making some leeway with this thing, okay? Like, I'm getting there, and I'm made a crack. Made a crack in that wall, okay? But I'm still, not quite there yet, but I'm understanding, I'm starting to lock in here, okay? And, I found some tools. It's like, how they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So it's so funny, like with YouTube, okay, and all of this quote unquote technology, because you know how you can have a conversation with someone. Say, I don't know, say you're talking about blue shoes, shit, I don't know. And then next thing you know, you see all these ads on your phone about blue shoes. All of a sudden, you see all these videos. Either you see people wearing blue shoes, or in a video, or something about blue shoes that come through, okay? And, we automatically go into a space of, look at what they doing, And when I say they, I mean Big Brother, okay? Or, the rulers, whoever. They in our minds. They listen to our conversations, okay? Probably, okay. But also, it is too, we can't forget that how powerful we are, and ye are gods. In the beginning, God said, okay, just using this as an example, God spoke, and there it was, what he spoke, okay, just using that as an example, okay. It's not any proselytation about Christianity or anything like that, okay? So you speak, also writing. You're literally casting a spell, but with writing and manifesting things, which they kind of have pulled us away from that by the use of the technology here, okay? But you do not get the same result typing something out on this artificial intelligence. And that's not new. All of this shit is artificial intelligence, okay? We're looking at another, I would say, level of it, or branch of it, okay? Because it's artificial here, so you don't get the same result as typing something out as you would writing it out or spelling it out, okay? But anyway, because there were times when I was in the church and I was in seminary, I would sometimes write my prayers out, okay? And the results would be like instant, automatic. And it wasn't always a thing of asking for anything. You know, God, please do this for me. God, please do. No, okay? But whatever, I would notice a result like almost immediately from doing that. And I didn't know anything about, what I know now at that time. I just saw it. Why didn't I do it all the time? It was just who, wants to write long prayers all the time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so this particular area, like I said, so it was very hard for me, very challenging for me. Like just a huge brick wall that is just like I'll never. It would feel like, I'm not saying that, but it would feel like I'll never get through this. I don't understand this. What is this? Why is this like this? You know what I'm saying? Upon so much self-discovery, once again, know thyself, which that particular area, uh, when I found out more about my background, is like should not be an issue in any way, shape, or form. Okay, which could be part of why it is an issue. Again, these when people are talking about these things that these people are doing to keep you from yourself and from knowing yourself. Okay, it's like, man, you could say to a person, if you only knew, know that stuff, if you only knew who you truly were, you understand. Then the thing, like there was this movie years ago. I only watched it one time. What's her name? Mila Kunis or something like that. She was in it. What was it called? Jupiter Rising or something like that. I can't remember. But come to find, this girl was in a whole world that she didn't belong in, cleaning toilets. And come to find out, I don't know, she was some great, what was it? Not a queen. I can't remember what it was. But I'll just use say that for example because I can't remember. Jupiter Rising was that? Maybe I said that. She was some great. I don't know, royalty somewhere out there in a whole nother realm of the universe. So a person could look at her cleaning toilets, her feeling like she'd never get out of that life. Like, why was I born into this life of struggle, this, that, and other? Someone who would know her could look at her and say, if you only knew who you truly were. You understand what I'm saying? So definitely to keep her from her truth and her reality of who she really was, these people, these rulers, these powers, and who pay people who sometimes, because they are programmed and coded, and these quote unquote agent Smiths that take over their vessel, okay, would keep you the thing, what can make the thing that's the hardest, well, the thing that who you truly are, make that the hardest thing for you to crack, the hardest code for you to crack. Okay. Um, okay. But anyway, and there was a feeling I would have about this particular area. Uh, and at the time, when I was in that lion's den, I had no clue to think otherwise. And I didn't, except I did sometimes feel like, well, why me? Why me? Why is this an issue for me? And then something else in me knew it absolutely shouldn't be an issue for me. Matter of fact, I had a woman, a prophetess, a prophet, tell me that that's not an issue for you. What the hell she was talking about back then. So I started to, like I said, find, like I said, the students ready, the teacher will appear. So this is not even something I've shared with anyone, but I have been thinking about it. And all of a sudden, I started seeing all these videos about this particular topic. I had seen some in the past, but not in a way that I really could. I felt that I could understand what they were saying. Then something else appeared. Okay. like bam, bam, one right after, and I was like, oh, I can work with this. I can, I understand this. I can understand it from this level. And I was listening to one of the videos one night, and the connections, those brick, that brick wall or concrete, whatever you want to say, call it or whatever, that wall started to crack, you know, and I was like, okay, I get it, you know, it's like I'm locking in to what's being said, okay, but I'm not done. I knew I had to continue on, you know, there's more work to do, continue on, and then I'm going about my day one day, and that energy, that bad energy that I would feel about that particular area in my life that I used to feel came right back. And I started finding myself thinking in the old way that I used to, the old habit. And it was like automatic, automatic. And then I said to myself, it kind of hit me like, what are you doing? Listen to the thoughts. Listen to what you're thinking. It's like I woke up. Like, you know, here you're trying, they're trying, whoever, to lull you asleep again. Don't go to sleep. Stay awoke. And it also showed me that work that was sent to you, that you found on YouTube. Don't take no breaks from doing that work. Continue to do that work daily. I don't care if it's for fucking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, shit, 5 hours if you want to. Stay on it. You gotta stay on it. Okay, I'll give you an example for people who, if you have difficulty understanding what I'm saying, for people who want to lose weight. Okay, you're on a weight loss. There's one lady, I love watching this young woman. She was very heavy. She had a drug problem and everything. And man, she was real skinny at one point, but it was because of her drug issue. And she got really big, and she went on this weight loss thing. And I think she said for like the first year or two, she was just working out, but she was still eating whatever, so she wasn't really losing anything. She finally got her eating, you know, together. And I mean, like, she is just her. She just looks amazing, just amazing. And she makes these videos. She is very forthright. Okay, I just love her candor. Okay, she don't give a fuck. Okay, and she's basically saying, you know, it's not about cheat meal. And in so many words, I'm not saying she said these exact words, but in so many words, it's not about cheat meals. It's not about breaks. It's not about any of that. She said, you know, for her, she said, I don't want to go back to where I was. I don't want to be fat again. I don't want to be this again. I don't want to be that again. You know, all those things that came with all that weight she had. She said, I don't. So she makes sure that she follows her regimen to a T. You know, and so this is what I'm saying. It's a daily thing for her. Not, okay, I did good this week, or I got where I wanted to, so, you know, I can be lax. No. She will not do that. I really like that. I like following her. But and her videos don't be long and drawn out, and either they boom, bam, to the point. Here it is. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That was the area that I'm talking about for my life. Okay. So I recognized and I realized when those thoughts came, I was just so used to thinking that way. From all of those years. I was so used to thinking that way that when the thoughts came back, because I hadn't been thinking that way for a while, I didn't even really recognize it. I was just back in that same mode that I had been years ago. And then it just kind of hit me. Like, what are you doing? Stop. Listen to your thoughts. Listen to the way that you're thinking. That's not who you are, and it really is not who you ever were. Okay. You know, it could be just the old habitual thing coming back up, fear. Okay, fear, because what the way I would think before, it was all based in fear. Okay. Um, they say the love is the highest vibration. The opposite of love is not hate; it's fear. Okay. So that fear seeks to combat that love of self. God is love. Ye are gods. Walk in, your godhood. Walk in love. Okay. Be in that. Be that. You know. So, you know, just is being able to conquer that alone, understanding alone, and conquer. Hold on. Conquer the thoughts in and of themselves. Okay. So it could be just old habits, or it could be the rulers, powers, principalities. I told you I saw the man at the control booth. Okay. Or it could be these people sending that energy. Okay. Especially for me, I always think of the lady who raised me, because she probably knew me better than any of these other people. Okay. But she didn't know me better than I know myself. Okay. Maybe she probably thought she did, but she doesn't. Okay. Um, so, and I will say this for anyone from my past, I don't care who, what, anybody, graduate school, undergraduate school, the church folk, the quote unquote family, the real family, I heard bloodsuckers, exactly. In laws, um, siblings, okay, uh, couldn't, aunts, uncles, okay, friends of the family, all of that, neighbors, okay, pastors, anybody, boyfriends, okay, what they call them, situationship friends, quote unquote friends, all of them, anybody who, I did, just so you know, I did do this. I'm not going to say names on here. I did with that crazy ass Bianca Bellamy, okay? Maria Gonorrhea Escoveria, whatever she calls her name. I said Escoveria, whatever the bitch calls herself. But I said, when I did it, I said, and anyone else. So what I did do, I wrote every single person's name down. This was a while ago. This was over a month ago. Who I could look and tell, now that I'm aware, okay, they were a part of this as well. Um, Even if it was just the energy harvesting. I mean, y'all really treated me like I was just some little puppy dog. Like I was just some little pet bitch, that you could do anything to. Actually dumb or whatever. He'd take a little bit, you know. I call back every single piece and ounce of my energy. Anybody, I don't care if my dad, I don't care who it is, that benefited off doing any kind of energy harvesting off of me for their benefit, only for me to weaken and not live in my truth. Either so that you can benefit off of it, or so that you can benefit off of it and talk negatively about me and put me down as if I was nothing and no one, when knowingly you were benefiting off of me, the woman who raised me, anybody. I call all of that energy back. Snatch it back, every single piece and ounce of it. The church boy in Atlanta, every single one of you all, every single one. I don't care if you gave it to your family, all of it. It makes me no difference. Your children, it doesn't matter. It's mine. I ain't saying nobody can't do well except without my. That's not what's being said. But if you did extract and take any an ounce or a piece of any energy from me, an energy harvest off of me, so that you could do excel in life, and so that I would not excel in life, it is gone from you, your world, your realm, your reality, your home, your bloodline, your family. It is no longer there. It is all mine, and I call it all back, and I have it back. I just heard the word retreat. You need to retreat. Back off with me and stay away from me. It's not anything being said out of spite and hate and all of that. I heard just heard the word dominion. Spite and hate and anything like that. No, it's because you were deceitful and deceptive. And you did it not to benefit you, but yet at my expense to undermine and destroy me and my being. Okay. And let me say this, for people who have offer services, whether that be spiritual service or whatever kind of, there's this little soul food joint here, and I've never eaten there, but I want to check it out. So I went online, looked it up, looked at the looked at the website, and I looked at the what do you call it, the reviews. Now some reviews, most of them are good, but you can tell when a person has written a negative review, either because they just really want to be nasty, because there's some people like that, they just want to be nasty. They may not know you from Adam, that's just what they want to do. Or they had some personal issue. Personal. That had nothing to do with the food, nothing to do with the place, okay? I love the way the man, the owner, would respond. Oh my God, I loved it. Because he didn't come at them with the same typical, people expect you to be combative with them. His whole perspective on it was just like, and every single one, he did every single one too, even the good ones, and it was so funny. He changed the perception, the perception of the whole situation, and I loved it. And he even said you can tell when some people just want to give you a nasty review. They want to be negative, because it's like, oh, the food was bad, this, that, and the other. Yeah, but you ate everything, because he had cameras. He has cameras. And he said, I went back and looked at the video. And then by the time he broke it all the way down from the video, totally ripped up their bullshit to shreds. And I was like, good, I'm glad. Because there's some people out there that are just so mean and evil, spiteful, hateful, and just simply jealous. Because he has done something for himself. Okay? And others. Even if he saw something on the camera and his people was wrong, he said, I saw on the camera they were wrong, and that person has been spoken to about it, or they will be, So, I got this negative review on my app. It always happens. Like I spoke the other day about how I had 5.0 stars and a 700 and 90% accuracy. So someone comes through, and I was like, okay, I can always tell when they're going to give me a negative review. When people give you positive reviews, they do it right away. They do it right as soon as they get the read. They do it boom right away. When they give you a negative one, they'll wait to the next day, probably thinking you're not going to see it, or you're not going to see it right away because they see that you're online right then. So it's like planned out. This lady sends me this negative review. I've been going to psychics for 3 years. What's 3 years? Everyone's different. Now, I gave her a good reading. Everything she said, and it didn't make any sense. But I didn't, okay, whatever. Lady, either you're part of the group or whatever, you just want to give a negative review. But I told her I'm sorry that you had a negative experience, and this area, this section is always here to use for clarification. You know, if there is a misunderstanding or you need clarity, maybe the reader needs clarity on what you were asking, because sometimes the way people send their questions, it just doesn't make any sense. Or maybe you need clarification on what the reader is saying. People who are honest and people who are coming there with sincerity, they will, if they have an issue with what you've said, they will speak to you in the box that's there for clarification. People who don't do that, but just give you this negative review, they come with the intention of giving you a negative review, and again, they'll never do it right then. I did a reading yesterday. Sometimes people won't give any review at all, which is okay. They don't have to, but it's just like, so when I when I saw it pop up the next day, I said, okay, I didn't even see the review. I just saw the person. I said, it's going to be negative. And it was, you know. Um, but, at the same time, you take those opportunities when people do things like that. Even when they're, and I saw her, when she read the review, her mouth dropped open because I saw. I mean, when she read my response, I saw her mouth hit the floor. Because I didn't act a goddamn fool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And, uh, I hope you have a better experience with all of the competent advisors here on the site. Okay? That's what I said. But at the same time, you take those opportunities. You take that as an opportunity to, it is for, the negative is supposed to be there, even if it's intentional to try to hurt you, destroy you, demean you, lessen your rating or whatever, because they're watching you and they see what you said. There are people out there that are watching, you don't know who they are, and they're testing you. They might have an interest in working with you. And sometimes these people will test you to see how you respond, to know whether, if you act damn fool, then we can't work with this person, so that you can be a positive representative for their organization and whatever area, food, clothes, whatever it is that you do. But also you take those opportunities to learn, to continue to learn and continue to grow, you know. Um, for example, 3 years of going to psychic readers, if that is even true, well, no one should expect everyone to be the same. And I'm sure if you have actually done that, none of those readers were the same in how they gave you your reading, nor should they be. Okay, what's the word people use? Monolith or something like that. Like all this group of people were not all. In other words, everyone is not the same. Everyone is not going to read the same. You can come to YouTube and see that everyone reads differently. It doesn't lessen their work because they read differently, and that should not be the expectation. Nor, if you're going to give a negative review intentionally, make sure that you don't say that, because that really does not hold any weight to what you're saying was a negative experience for you, that you have been going to readers for a certain. I've gone to many readers, and they all were different. They all were different. But nevertheless, I just wanted to say that. So any of you, and I wrote all the names down. Family, friends, family, in-laws, all of you. Because you know how you can see a person, meet a person, and they're one particular way. Then all of a sudden, out the blue, you're in this situation, people harvesting off energy off you, and you know something ain't right in your life, and this is not your life, and this doesn't feel right, this is not my true self, so on and so forth, but I don't know what's going on. And just all of a sudden, and no rhyme, no reason, they're just this glowing, shining star. You were, yesterday, literally, you were hiding in a bottle somewhere. You were hiding in a corner somewhere. Now, all of a sudden, you're the life of the fucking party, like the next day. It's just not. That's not how things work. And you, the person they're harvesting off of, it's like you're breaking down and you can't understand what's happening in your life. Oh wow. I really have some things I've been putting off that I got to do. I'm gonna try to do them today, if not today, at some point. I'll come back later on uh, with more readings for July, zodiac readings, and I hope everyone has a great day. You all have favor. Peace.